The case study that I selected was titled Gamer Motives, Consumption, and In-Game Advertising. What this case study looked at was if sponsorships in sport video games is effective or not. How the case study went about determining this was they took a group of sport gamers and they looked at Madden NFL and NCAA football. And they took a group of people who consistently played the game and they surveyed them on the effectiveness of the sponsors in the games. The results that they came back with were that the consumption of the sport video game predicted awareness of sponsoring brands, meaning the more one played the sport video games, more likely they were to become aware of the brands in the game. They also determined that the awareness influenced the attitude toward the sponsorship brands, and that attitude was normally positive towards the brand. And lastly, they determined that the attitude influenced future purchasing intentions, meaning with a positive attitude of the brand, it led to future purchases. A question following the case study is that if you were a brand manager for the products in the NCAA football or Madden NFL game, would you consider your branding successful in the game? And I think I would, just because just like in a normal game that's on television, your sponsorship is being appeared. And yes, it was stated that in the sports video game, you have to be the player and the viewer. Unlike in a normal game, you're simply just viewing it. However, it also said in the case study that you are viewing it multiple times, meaning you are consistently playing and consistently being shown those same advertisings. And another question is that, like I said, this case study was focused on football sport video games, and a question is this study general for all sport video games or simply just for football? And in my opinion, I believe this is just specific to football, because I think the advertising in other games can vary for a couple reasons. The first reason being the placement of advertising can differ from game to game. Just like in a normal televised game, the sponsorship can vary. And they looked at football. However, in hockey, there's brand placement on the boards or on the ice in places. And another variable that could come into play is the pace of the video game. They simply looked at football, which is more of a high-paced video game. However, if you look at a baseball video game, it might be not as fast-paced, and there's the brand awareness will be higher then. I thought this was a very interesting case study because myself, I play sport video games, and it was really interesting to see if these were effective or not.